Hey guys, look, this is Trey with Roof on Texas. I have a subject I'm gonna go over today. It's actually, pretty late at night right now, but I figured I'd do this before I head out. Well, first thing I'm gonna say is this subject is gonna be pretty um, blunt to the point when it comes to the industry, whether it's roofing, construction, mitigation. What I'm gonna start this off with is roofing companies, we have to make a profit. So not everything we do is in the best interest of the customer. I mean, we try to do our best to balance it, but we still have to make money. Some jobs are marked up a little bit more than others. We try to have a standard. Standard's not always there. It really depends on kind of how we're operating. If we're slow, if we're busy, if we have crews that really need to get some work in, stuff like that. Um, and so for homeowners, don't always think that just because you know the person or they're a friend or they're this, that they're not there to make money. I mean that they're not there to not make money. Um, Everybody's in business to make money. We have to pay bills. Uh, Friendships don't pay the bills. I mean, we all have, we're all there. We have a friend that does something that we need some stuff on, and we like to go after that and be like, hey, man, I know you detail cars, but I need mine detailed. And then they tell you a price, and it's a friend. You should, go with it because you know that he's trying to pay his bills. But what we naturally do is think we deserve a deal. And honestly, those are the ones that we should honestly be paying what their value is, what they're worth, and not try to get those deals. I mean, it's always great for friends to work with you and everything like that, but we still have to make money. And when it comes to, roofing claims and roofing and mitigation, things like that, a storm happens and it's the worst time of somebody's life sometimes. And, we're going around knocking on people's doors and, as a homeowner, they hear, oh, let me check out your roof. I have, your neighbor had storm damage. And then they tell you, oh, you have storm damage. You need to make a claim. Well, that might not be true. A lot of these jobs can be repaired without insurance. But the way we do it is we know that it's easier to get money from insurance than it is from you as a homeowner. So it's not always the best approach, but it became the norm because nobody wanted to ask people for money or build the value in their company. They would rather just take it easy and try to get the money from the insurance. And most of the time, the only person that's getting hurt in this is the homeowner. Insurance companies fight back now. Insurance companies, they not every policy is the same anymore. They're all different. You might not have a policy where you can get the money reimbursed fully. And you might have a policy to where you have ACV where they're going to pay for part of it, and then guess what? The rest of it's on you, and you signed the contract. So now you owe the contractor $10,000 out of your pocket instead of just $2,000 as your deductible. And you might not know that until the process is too far in. They might not tell you that, and so you just got to be mindful. You got to be careful. And a lot of this stuff could have been solved, by asking a little bit more questions as a homeowner. Um, you can reach out, and we hate as a roofing company. I'll tell you this: I hate when it's like, well, our insurance companies had to get 3 bids, and we're like, oh, you don't need to do that. Yeah, we don't want you to because guess what? The insurance company can save money by going to the cheapest, but you as the homeowner, and if you have a different type of policy, you can save money. So it's not a bad thing. It's honestly the right thing to do. It's just you won't really hear anybody in the industry tell you that it's the right thing to do because we all want your business and we all want to make money. And during the slow season, we really need to make as much as we can off of each project because there's not as many projects sometimes. It's just, this is something that's not really talked about. Like going back to the people that are knocking on your door telling you have this damage. Look, things can be repaired. And we lose work because we try to stick by that to where we look at somebody's project or look at somebody's house. We're like, hey, we can do this as a repair. We don't have to do a replacement. There's no reason to call insurance. It's not enough damage. Or, I know that the risk of that, it's not getting approved is higher than what the benefit is. And so if that job gets, not approved by insurance, well, guess what? Now your insurance knows you have roof damage or storm damage. So now they're going to send you a request stating that you need to get that repaired before your next policy update, or they're going to cancel you because the damage might not have been storm related, as their eyes, or your policy might have not have covered it. And so there's a lot of things that can cause. It can go in your record, your history for insurance. The next time you get insurance, your premiums go up. Now, everybody's premiums are going to go up. So when you hear that, it's not a lie. In that area, a lot of times that's what happens. You get an area increase. But if you ever try to change companies or anything like that, believe me, you're going to be a higher risk because you made 1 or 2 claims in the past 5-6 years. Now, was it your fault? No, it wasn't. Sometimes it is a storm, but that's just kind of how it goes. So if you've had those bad experiences with roofing companies and mitigation companies and all this, just trying to drain you dry or try to make it seem like you don't have any options as a homeowner, drop a comment below. Let me know. I'm more than happy to discuss this and go into it in details. I'm very open. I'll go through the little, the diary or the black book of how this stuff really operates, because as a homeowner, you really do need to know, and you need to understand that we're all out there to make money. We're all out there to run a business. We might be your friend. We might get along great. But at the end of the day, we still have to pay our bills. And I know that you as a homeowner understands that. But do your due diligence and make sure that you have a company that's going to show up, do what they say they're going to do, and get a fair price. Just drop a comment below. If you have any experience with anything like this, and if you're a roofing contractor, drop a comment below and let me know how you feel about this.